Breaking news today, guys. Trevor Bauer has filed a defamation lawsuit. He is suing a publication called Deadspin for writing false things about him. He posted a link from his YouTube page, as you can see here, I'll link it below, with an official filing complaint, and yes, the words Douche Canoe are literally in the court filing, so we're going to get into that. I have the court document right here. I'll be bringing you all the breaking news on Trevor Bauer's lawsuit, whether or not he'll be back in the Dodger Blue this season. So hit the subscribe button if you want to keep up to date on all the news. And I'll also link the new video I uploaded on my channel about Trevor Bauer's allegations. It goes in very deep detail, so check it out in the description box. Okay, so let's get into page 1 of the court document filed today. U.S. District Court of New York. The plaintiff is Trevor Bauer versus the defendants Chris Baud and Go Media Incorporated. Here's a photo of Chris Baud from his LinkedIn profile page. It says complaint, jury trial demand. Then it says plaintiff Trevor Bauer by his undersigned attorneys alleges as follows nature of action. 1. The online publication Deadspin, owned by Go Media Inc., capitalized on a false accusation against Trevor Bauer by a woman to continue an unrelenting attack on Mr. Bauer with the purpose of humiliating him and ruining his baseball career. Deadspin persisted in publishing defamatory falsehoods even after the publications, including Deadspin's own source, corrected their coverage. And number 2, in May and June of 2021, plaintiff Trevor Bauer was falsely accused of sexual assault. 2 independent arbiters, a California Superior Court judge, and the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office reviewed the complainant's allegations. The California Superior Court judge, who conducted a trial prompted by the complainant's allegations, concluded that the complainant's petition for a restraining order against Mr. Bauer was materially misleading. In denying that the petition, the court found that there was no act of abuse by Mr. Bauer. The District Attorney's Office declined to prosecute Mr. Bauer after a thorough review of all available evidence, including the civil restraining order proceedings, witness statements, and the physical evidence, and specifically noted the complainant's failure to meet the very low standard for obtaining a restraining order. And number 3, days after the complainant filed her misleading petition for a restraining order, multiple media outlets falsely reported that Mr. Bauer had fractured the complainant's skull, despite medical records attached to her own petition conclusively showing no skull fracture. Eventually, many of those outlets corrected their reporting. And number 4, the online sports news website Deadspin, owned and operated by defendant Go Media, however, pushed forward with a false narrative of a skull fracture, even after other outlets reported that there had been no fracture. On July 6, 2021, defendant Chris Baud, Deadspin's managing editor, published the article, Trevor Bauer Should Never Pitch Again, the article. The article falsely stated that the complainant had her skull fractured by Mr. Bauer, whom the article described as a cretin, and that an initial CT scan showed a fracture. A copy of the article is attached to this complaint as Exhibit A. And number 5, Go Media and Mr. Baud knew these statements were false because the primary source cited in the article, reporting by The Athletic, already contained a correction that expressly stated that a CT scan showed no fracture. The Athletic's correction was issued several days before the article was published, but Go Media and Mr. Baud deliberately disregarded it. And number 7, not only was the absence of a skull fracture the journalistic consensus at the time of the article's publication, but even the complainant's petition for a restraining order, although written to create a misleading impression of her alleged injuries, never directly claimed that she had sustained a skull fracture. The medical records attached to the petition conclusively showed no skull fracture. These attached records refer to 3 separate CT scans, all of which came back negative. The result of a CT scan of the head was attached to her petition, and it shows definitively that she was not diagnosed with a skull fracture. That was enough to force other publications to correct their articles even before Deadspin published the article. Number 8. The article was a culmination of an unrelenting campaign by Deadspin to defame and impugn Mr. Bauer. For years, Deadspin repeatedly and maliciously targeted Mr. Bauer, accusing him of harassment and misogynistic behavior, and calling him an online bully, asshole, racist, sexist, jackass, and a douche canoe. That sounds like a character from South Park. Go ahead, guys, comment down below if you guys ever heard of the word douche canoe. Consistent with that continued harassment, Go Media and Mr. Baud deliberately avoided the truth and fabricated the narrative that Mr. Bauer fractured the complainant's skull. To serve their narrative of attacking Mr. Bauer, Mr. Baud and Go Media deliberately ignored the many sources revealing the truth, including corrections to the very The Athletic article on which Go Media and Mr. Baud relied. They falsely stated that Mr. Bauer fractured the complainant's skull, knowing it was false, all with purpose and intent to harm Mr. Bauer. And number 9, Mr. Bauer now brings this action seeking redress for the defamatory and malicious actions by Go Media and Mr. Baud. Okay guys, I'll drop the link below so you can read the entire thing if you like. It's 25 pages long. And again, the video I just released about Trevor Bauer, kind of a mini documentary. It's 20 minutes long. I really think you guys will like it. It's linked below. And here's a clip right now discussing Trevor Bauer's future. And finally, where does Trevor's future go from here? There's just so many questions. We have to see how it plays out. So comment down below your thoughts on the future outcome with the MLB. Answer these 2 questions. 1. Do you think Trevor Bauer will be back in the Dodger Blue in 2022 this season pitching again? And 2. Do you think he should be? Whether he'll be back or if you think he should be, let me know your opinions and your reasons down below, and I look forward to reading your guys' comments. I'm Jesse with Improbable Podcast. Thank you for being here, and shout out to the new subscribers: Mark, Javier, Randy, Thiago, Guitarlos Carlos, Danny, Tommy, Lorena, and Eric. Thank you so much for subscribing. It means the world. So I'm giving a shout out to each of you. Thank you so much. If you don't want to get benched this season, don't strike out. Hit that like button, swing at the subscribe button, and hit a home run on that notification bell. Thank you for watching the Improbable Podcast. Have an improbably awesome rest of your day.